Hi, my name is Faye and I'm a senior surveyor at Harrison Clarke Chartered Surveyors. Did you know that an access licence may be required if you need access onto a neighbouring owner's land or airspace to carry out your construction works? Well, don't worry, in this video we will give you an introduction to access licences to hopefully help you get your construction works underway. An access licence is a formal legal licence or owner-to-owner contract that provides temporary access onto a neighbour's land or airspace to enable you to carry out your construction works. These are used when a building owner needs access for new construction work that isn't deemed to be repair or maintenance work and requires consent from the adjoining owner. Although rare, in some cases, neighbours will not at any cost allow access onto their land. This can result in wasted professional fees for the building owner should they have to redesign their works, and illustrates the importance of building a relationship with your neighbour, discussing your proposals and having the conversation about access early on so that you can plan your approach. More commonly, we see neighbours willing to allow access, but at a high cost. As part of an access licence, the adjoining owner can request a consideration sum. This consideration sum does not need to be based on any logical reasoning or justification and can simply be a figure the adjoining owner feels is reasonable, which may not be reasonable for you and your budget. This could lead to the building owner not being able to afford the requested consideration sum, putting a halt to their project. At Harrison Clarke, we highly recommend that discussion about access starts as soon as possible. This will ensure that consideration sums and your negotiations are in place ahead of your project starting. A variety of clauses are included in access licenses, and we have summarised some of the more common clauses in this video. Duration of access. The agreed access should always be for a fixed period. It is important that your surveyor clearly defines the access period within the licence itself. As construction projects sometimes overrun, the licence will need to detail what will happen in these scenarios to prevent inconveniences for the adjoining owner. Times of access. It is not just the duration of access that needs to be recorded, but also when access will be allowed. These times are usually in line with the local authority regulations, but the adjoining owner can also request that these times are modified. Consideration sums. If negotiations have taken place to agree a consideration sum, these should be documented within the licence. The amount to be paid, whether it is a lump sum or more commonly a weekly figure, will be recorded, including any penalties for extending the licence past the agreed duration of access. Penalties can help to encourage the building owner to complete the works promptly and diligently, but also protect the adjoining owners from inconveniences of having their works ongoing on their land or property. Scaffolding. If scaffolding is required on the adjoining owner's land, scaffold designs will usually be included alongside other clauses relating to compliance and health and safety and security. Indemnities. Generally, the building owner will indemnify the adjoining owner against injury or loss of life to any person or damage to their property or land because of the building owner's works. Breaches. If the licence terms are breached, the licence will contain clauses explaining the procedure that will be followed. Professional fees. In most cases, the building owner wishing to carry out the work will be responsible for professional and legal fees associated with agreeing the access licence. The building owner is usually required to provide an undertaking that they will cover reasonable professional and legal fees of the adjoining owner, even if the licence is not agreed. Damage. Should damage occur, there will be an obligation for the building owner to make good any damage caused as a result of their works in a reasonable timescale. Schedule of condition. To protect the adjoining owner from damage and the building owner from spurious claims of damage, A schedule of condition will be completed and referenced within the license. This will accurately document relevant areas of the adjoining owner's land and property prior to the building owner commencing works. The Access to Neighbouring Land Act 1992 is a piece of legislation that enables building owners to access an adjoining owner's land to complete necessary repairs or maintenance to their own buildings or structures. It aims to facilitate and enable necessary construction work that would otherwise be impossible without access. While property owners have the right to enjoy their property without intrusion from their neighbours, the Act recognises that in some cases it is in everyone's best interest to allow temporary access to ensure adjoining properties can be maintained safely. However, this does not mean that access will be automatically granted. The building owner wishing to complete construction works must be able to demonstrate that the work is reasonably necessary and that there is no other way to complete the works without access onto the neighbour's land. Should the building owner need to seek access through the Act and the neighbour refuses, the building owner may be able to seek a court order to gain access for their works. Access licences are bespoke to every property, situation and construction proposal. Your surveyor will need to review your proposed works, assess any risks and take the adjoining owner's property and situation into account. Your surveyor will take responsibility for advising you either as the adjoining owner or building owner and handle any negotiations or discussions on your behalf. Importantly, your surveyor will produce or review the access licence to ensure that all parties are protected and the works can proceed. They'll also be involved in arranging and carrying out the schedule of condition to ensure that the neighbour's property is accurately documented within the licence. Whether you're an adjoining owner worried about your neighbour accessing your land, or a building owner unsure how they can complete their construction works without access, at Harrison Clarke we can help alleviate your concerns and walk you through agreeing access with your neighbour. Harrison Clarke has a team of experienced surveyors who can provide expert assistance in dealing with all kinds of access licences, from scaffold licences to crane licences. Our team can be reached on 023 8155 0051 and look forward to working with you. To stay up to date with all our new videos, why not subscribe?